Hi everybody, Sam Clarke here from GridServe and the EV Cafe. On our last webinar, I used the analogy of a water bottle to describe charging, and a few people said, would you record that because it might be useful to be able to share with other people? So I said, yes I can. And here we are. So firstly, we hear lots of phraseologies like kilowatts, kilowatt hours, current, voltage, charging curves, etc. And it can all be a bit confusing. So I thought I would try and use my water bottle analogy just to explain how it all works. So firstly, a little bit of science. Watt's law is the first thing we need to understand, because that is our power. How do we get to our power? It is current times by voltage. So to get to our power, we need to understand how that knits together. So the first thing is our water bottle, full of water or electricity. The pressure in this bottle is the equivalent of voltage. And how easily the water can flow out of the bottle, i.e. the aperture on this bottle, determines the current or the amps. Now, the water flow, ultimately, however much water does ultimately flow out of this bottle, that's the magic bit, that's the kilowatts. That's how much energy will flow out or flow in to your battery, and therefore determine how fast you ultimately can charge. The last piece of this puzzle is charging curves and kilowatt hours. And the best way to describe this, I think, is to use this empty glass, which is like an empty battery, with my geotab bottle full of water or electricity. I'm going to pour the water into the glass. Now we've already established that the flow of water is the kilowatts. Now how quickly I can fill this glass up is determined on how confident I am at pouring it in without spilling any. We don't want to spill any water, and we don't want to spill any electrons. If we spill any electrons, we could overheat batteries and they catch fire, which is why they're heavily protected. So in order to charge safely and effectively, you start with a little bit of water to begin with, then you can pour more and loads in at the middle, and then when you get to the end, you have to taper it right down to a trickle to make sure that I don't spill any water or any electrons. So the flow and how quickly that happens, slow, then fast, then slow again, during the pouring of the bottle, is the kilowatts flowing out and the charging curve that protects the batteries. The amount of water left, or the amount of water inside my battery, is kilowatt hours, which is the unit of energy. 1 kilowatt of power for 1 hour is 1 kilowatt hour, which is the measure by which you're charged. So in this particular context, this could be a 100 kilowatt hour battery. So I've just put in 100 kilowatt hours of energy into my battery. I hope that I've now explained voltage, current, kilowatts, kilowatt hours, and charging curves. Any questions, as always, please do contact us at the EV Cafe. And, as always, thank you for listening.